Hello. Wait, I'm in a wrong.
Hello.
I'm in an
Look at
odd
this.
seat. Wait.
I hate this that you can see our feet. There's one thing we've got to fix. It's so weird.
Cover the front up.
Yeah, it's so weird because look, I'm wearing white socks with black shoes, and it's very Florida. So I forgot because I wasn't supposed to be on this tonight.
At least
not
I
part of
wore
the show
shoes this
anymore.
time.
I'm not part of the show anymore, but here I am.
I think
Welcome.
I took over.
Where did this come from? What is that? Why am I here?
Oh, plus, this is our first live show. Wait.
What?
Wait, should I have said that?
We're live? Nobody told me
live?
this. I gotta go change shoes now. This is crazy. So
Welcome to Comic Book 101. I'm in a different seat tonight.
Yeah.
We have a guest tonight, which everybody should know.
do we?
Do we?
Who?
You.
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Mark Muncy. I'm the author of Erie, Florida. I'm also the soon-to-be host of Erie Travels on WeBeam TV, and we've also a frequent guest on Nerd Talk. So
Frequent guest? Well, yeah.
almost every episode, but not all of them. So
Wish
not
you were
quite.
closer where you could be here.
yeah, I would be here all the time if I wasn't an hour and a half away.
We just got to
so.
get you a house out here.
At some point. Yeah.
I've only been here for like 2 episodes, and you're like a legend almost.
Oh wow, really? So I'm
It's
like
they've
the
all-
secret.
they all- it's like a name is thrown in, and it's like I just learned a little bit, but now
We don't throw his name in every
No,
episode.
it's, when they say it 3 times, I show up. So that's
Yeah.
the key. So that's what happens.
Well, because we still mention you in our housekeeping.
Well,
It's
that's
still
always nice
mentioned.
because, hey, we got to sell them books. Got to sell
Yeah.
them Erie Floridas that you can find at every
That's how you can have
convenient
gas money
bookstore.
to come out here.
Yeah, exactly. Bookstores and CVS's, Walgreens, and Cracker Barrels.
So I hear you have a new book coming soon.
Yes, Erie Appalachia went to the publisher in January.
Is there anything you can talk about it?
There's monsters and legends and lore, and it's a travel guide to all the spooky places along the Appalachian Trail. So we start with the Jersey Devil up in New Jersey, which people don't realize is Appalachia, and then all the way down to Alabama and Screaming Jenny.
Is there any awesome artwork in there?
Of course, my lovely and talented wife, Carrie Schultz, who used to draw for comics and now draws for these creepy things. So she was
Had to
drawing.
throw that plug in for
She
her.
had the most illustrations in this book, I think, than the last 3 combined. So
I'm excited.
there's
for
a
when it
ton
comes
of
out.
stuff to draw in this one, from Mothman and beyond. So yeah, heard that.
So Dylan back there is producing tonight. Dylan loves Mothman, and
he's
he
gonna
went
love
on a website the other week, Wicked Clothing. Is it Wicked Clothing, I believe? And ordered some Mothman clothing.
Nice.
And it's pretty cool shirts that they have, boxers. They have a really cool Mothman rug.
Nice.
Every time I see it pop up on Facebook, I'm like, Mark needs this.
The
Mark
one
needs
I've
this.
got right now is one I picked up from Dave Spink's World of Wild and Weird. And Dave, if you're watching, we love you. It's in, I forget where his store is, but you can find it online. But he's in Steelwood, West Virginia, I believe. But anyway, he has this great shirt that just says, all you need in life is pepperoni rolls and Mothman. And it's, and that's the 2 big things in West Virginia. So, and if you haven't had pepperoni rolls, you aren't living.
So how's everybody's week been going?
Not too bad. Work. I think I say that every time, but that's about it.
So I think that's what everybody does. Is just work.
Yeah.
I worked and did Nerd Talk on Monday. And then
Tuesday?
And Tuesday I went to a sneak preview of
Tuesday was Nerd Talk.
no, Tuesday was Nerd Talk. Yeah.
Yes.
So Wednesday, gosh, this is Thursday.
Yes.
Wednesday I went to the sneak preview of the premiere of season 4 of The Inside Man in Clearwater, which is only cool if you are into internet security. So, but I got to meet some actors that are from the UK, and it was pretty cool. They did it like a big red carpet premiere. It was very cool.
Oh, wow.
They didn't have. Did you walk the red carpet?
I did. I got interviewed. So because hey, it's what I do.
Why not?
Mark's a little famous.
Well, in the right circles. In the right circles. So.
The good circles. Let's put it there. The good circles.
But then I went and bought a new comic. So I was very happy.
Yeah. So let's talk about first. Let's do our housekeeping
Okay.
first. Then we can get into
I'll get the broom.
everything.
Oh wait, wrong housekeeping.
Okay, so we don't have the housekeeping video.
We don't?
Well, apparently not right now. We
Oh,
did.
okay. Are you hearing that in your little ear there?
Yeah, my plugins in my ear.
oh, okay.
So no, if you want to be a guest, if you want us to talk about a certain topic, or even be a cosplay guest, you can email us at home at comicbook101tv.com, info comicbook101tv.com. And find us on Facebook, Instagram, all that wonderful thing, comicbook101tv.com. And thanks again to Yancey Street Comics. That's where I know you were there, picked up the comic book
So I
today.
picked up a comic today.
Where me and Lane normally go pick up all our comics. Check us out actually live on WeBeamTV.com and all of our wonderful shows. And coming soon, the Nerdosphere. Once I get the actual okay to talk about that, we will.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I can say about that.
It's
but
pretty
it's gonna
cool.
Be epic.
The work in progress is amazing.
Yes. So, and of course, Mark Muncie's website. Okay,
Yeah.
check that out.
ErieFlorida.com. So
Buy his books.
buy books.
They are great.
Buy art. And
So-
learn monsters and lore.
Yes, Monsters is always fun. So let's talk about new comics. So let's talk about She-Hulk real quick for you.
Yeah, this was a comic I was excited for and picked up. She-Hulk's returning because she's got a TV show coming, so of course Marvel had to bring her back to status quo. They've been doing a lot of weird stuff with her over the last, I'd say 5-6 years, where she's been Savage She-Hulk again, where she's like as big as the Hulk and mean and nasty and and then it's like, oh really, we're going back there again. We haven't done that since the 70s, and I always like funny She-Hulk and witty She-Hulk.
Yeah.
The Dan Slott run is the John Byrne run is probably one of the best, everybody's favorite. That's where she famously said, on her first issue, this is my next series, and if you don't buy this, I'm going to come to your house and rip up all your comics. And that was where she started breaking the fourth wall and all that. But then a few years later, Dan Slott picks it up again and brings it back to that, but made her lawyer and did a lot of little micro, crazy, detailed, just insane stuff that you bring in the weirdest characters and all this stuff, and it made it all superhero law. Famously in that series, that was when Spider-Man sued the Daily Bugle and sued J. Jonah Jameson for libel, and infamously he's like, well, why do you think J. Jonah Jameson hates you, Spider-Man? And on the stand he's like, well, I think it's probably because I'm black. And J. Jonah's like, what? No. And it's one of those great moments in comics. Racism is funny. But, it's like, oh, that didn't play as well now as it did then.
No.
But anyway, now they've kind of brought her back to where she is again. It's her back as a lawyer, but she's starting out bottom rung again. She doesn't have the big law firm behind her. She's working with Mallory Book, again, who's a character with a lot of cool history. And it's written by Rainbow Rowell, and it's very cool.
So is she a lawyer to only superheroes?
This is going to be different. She's working as Mallory Book's assistant, so it could be a little bit of anything this time, where that last law firm was superheroes only.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting to see, and she's able to transform back and forth again, and she's down to her last dress, and Titania is attacking her, and she's like, hang on, and there's a great visual gag with her taking the heels off and shrinking down a foot, and it's like, oh man, this is good stuff. I'm excited. So it doesn't have the Dan Slott weirdness, and it doesn't have the John Byrne breaking the fourth wall, but I think I'm really going to enjoy
Sounds
this
like
one.
it's going to be good. Have you picked up any new books?
I haven't picked up anything this last week, but there's a couple I feel like I'm eyeing that have been out for a little bit. There's something, I think that's actually in the title. Something's Killing the Children. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I like diving into the horror comics every once in a while, just so I can talk to my fiance about something. So, because that's normally all she likes is like the horror stuff. So,
Hey.
Nothing wrong
it's
with
a lot
that.
of independent stuff, which I like. I like supporting anyway. So
It's good stuff.
yeah.
So I know you're a big fan of it as well. Image Comics,
Oh,
Todd
yes.
McFarlane, because
Yes,
who
of
doesn't
course.
like Todd? They just put out this week the official Image timeline #1, 64-page timeline of everything from them.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't go pick it up yet. I need to go because you know what this week is?
It's an anniversary, isn't it?
30th anniversary.
Yep.
Also, Eric Powell returns to the Goon. So finally, issue 14 of the Goon comes out this week.
So yes, which was something I was going to mention, issue 14. Do you know what villain pops up in this one?
I haven't read it yet. I picked it up, but I have not read it yet. It's the first one in like 6 months because they were delayed a little while, and Eric Powell's back as writer and illustrator again. So I'm excited.
The Vengeance of Duck Boy.
Duck Boy. All right, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I was reading that. He's fights people with a rubber duck.
Yep, that makes sense. So gotta love the Goon.
So
If
that
you haven't read the Goon, go do it now. Just go buy any issue, and you will be happy.
one day we'll do another episode about the Goon.
Oh,
Not
so
anytime
good.
soon, but we will.
Well, last time we did it, that was one of the ones that got retracted because we used a bunch of footage from the animated Dark Horse
yeah.
episode. So
That was still
that
great,
pretty-
though.
it was
No
probably not the
regrets.
wisest choice.
We'll do it again. So there was a comic book we talked about on Nerd Talk this week, and it actually came out this week.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic Four: Reckoning of War Alpha.
Yeah, the big Fantastic Four event from Marvel.
Yeah, 15 years in the making, and it kicks off here, time before Kree, Skrull, the Shahiri empires, before the emergence of Galactus, before the birth of Asgard. There was the first war, and this is all about it.
How did you say Shi'ar?
Yeah, I pronounced it wrong.
That's okay. Minus 10 points to Michael's house there, so his nerd.
10 points to Slytherin.
Yeah.
Minus 10 points to Slytherin.
All right, yep. So
But yeah, this one definitely need to go pick
it
this
looks
up.
pretty epic. I mean, they're saying that this is the next big one since Secret Wars. So and
Yeah.
that's the last uber big one, I think, that hit everybody. And I'm bringing the first family back. I'm good with that. So
Then Red Sonja came out with a Valentine's Day special comic. And
it's so weird. Red Sonja is still
A thing?
IDW,
Popular?
but Conan is Marvel because he's in Savage Avengers and stuff, and King Conan is running through Marvel, but Sonja is still IDW, right? Or Boom?
Dynamite?
Dynamite.
Yeah,
One of
it's
the
Dynamite
indies.
now.
So it's like, why didn't they pick up Red Sonja again? Because Conan and Red Sonja, go together, and Marvel had Red Sonja at one point. So I'm curious at some point. But I guess Dynamite, they've been doing good with the series.
Yeah.
So.
Then there's a new one that came out that intrigued me. Excellent, #1.
So one of the X books.
Yeah, so they love their adoring fans. They were revealed by the harsh, reviled by the harsh press. They lived, they loved, they fought, and they died a lot, all for the sake of fame. They were the Ecstatic, a team of mutant celebrities fighting for a brighter world and even a brighter spotlight.
And I saw in the chat, Kit joined us. Hi, Kit. Yes, She-Hulk's coming home to you. So already picked it up.
So that one sounded pretty interesting.
That does sound interesting. The X books have been kind of going through a renaissance lately with ever since the whole Krakoa or whatever, where they got their own island and all that. And I guess they're bringing them back into the main Marvel verse now that Disney and Fox have merged. So they should be joining back in a new series coming up. I guess it's not X-Men versus Avengers, but it's like X-Men versus Avengers versus Eternals. So I don't know. It's like they're mixing them all to do something.
I still have not. Have y'all watched the Eternal movie?
Yeah.
I haven't watched
You
it.
haven't watched it?
No, I haven't.
You haven't watched it?
No.
All right.
I keep needing to sit down and watch it, but other shows drag me to watch first.
Moments of brilliance, but it is definitely one of the most badly paced of the Marvel movies. It's a slow burn, and that's okay in a horror movie. That's okay in a nice build up character driven thing. But this is a Marvel action adventure movie, and you don't want a slow burn in that.
So
Yeah.
someone who's actually seen it, does it blend well with the other movies? Because it looks like it's shot completely different than all the other MCU movies.
There's moments that are okay. This is Marvel. This is and there are bits where they throw in names and stuff like that. But it was its own thing, and if you're reading the Eternals comics, that's usually how it is too. They were their own thing, and just every once in a while, Captain America shows up, and and all that. So this is very similar to that. Right. So definitely not what I expected. So
Gotcha.
See, I just get wrapped up in Book of Boba Fett. Peacemaker takes all my time.
Peacemaker is
awesome.
Crazy cool. I have not watched today's episode yet. So
I haven't watched last week's because I was waiting for Alexis to come over so we could watch it together. So I'm 2 weeks behind.
2 weeks behind. Oh my goodness.
So hopefully I can't wait to watch that. And then Book of Boba Fett this week was, oh my God.
Yeah, that was crazy. So
have you watched that show?
See, I feel like I'm so behind on all this. But no, we watched the first episode, and then we were kind of waiting, me and my fiance, to stack them up and then watch them all at the end.
Okay, I can't give you any spoilers.
Yeah, I know.
So we won't talk about Book of Boba Fett.
I know. We were going to binge them the other day. But
Yeah, you need to, especially after last night's.
I get the feeling that Dave Filoni wanted to make Clone Wars the live action series, and that's what he's just kind of doing.
Yeah.
So and one chapter was Book of Boba Fett, one chapter's Mandalorian. I think these are all chapters of different shows coming in. Oh, right. The creaking door. Love it.
Spooky. We have a ghost in here.
Yep, it happens.
But yeah, who showed up at the end definitely made me happy with that episode.
Yeah. All right, well, secret cameos, man. Secret cameos.
Man, I'm on the edge now. I'm sweating.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention it. But let's go to Cosplayer of the Week. Week.
Done. Like 10 minutes. That's fantastic. Oh, glitter. That's what you need to do. Is throw glitter at this.
Again, I did not make that.
Well, you're the host, so tell me who it is.
I don't know who made that. Either Rob.
Well, tell me who the cosplayer of the week is.
Oh,
That's
I
all
thought you were talking about who
I don't
made
care about
that.
who made that.
Oh, that was more
That was
entertaining.
After Effects. Who cares? Yeah.
Cosplayer of the Week is Scarlet Siren Cosplays.
No.
You can find her on Instagram,
Jessica
YouTube,
Rabbit.
and Facebook.
I'm in. Please, Eddie.
Yeah,
How do I love
Can't go
thee?
wrong
Let
with Jessica
me count
Rabbit.
the ways. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
She got into cosplay in 2014 when a friend invited her to Tampa Bay Comic Con. She's always made her own costumes since then. She said she was around 9 years old at the time, and she has no idea how people made and wore the costumes outside of Halloween. But she's been hooked on it since then. She loves to cosplay because she enjoys her art form and loves the challenge behind dissecting the costumes and the parts and figuring out how to make it come to life in person and everything. Her favorite cosplay to date's been the Jessica Rabbit, which is amazing. Yeah. She's my most recent and super proud of how it turned out. It was a thrifted gown she found too.
Nice.
And it was way too big for her, but she definitely made it work.
Yep. Oh, digging that. Gotta love Glow.
So some awesome cosplays.
That's
Definitely go
incredible
check her
stuff.
page out.
Very, very nice. So,
Who doesn't love a sunbathing Raven?
Sunbathing Raven, always good.
I love Raven. But I think the Jessica cosplay.
That's some good
Jessica
stuff.
Rabbit.
Yeah, she's definitely amazing. So
yeah, definitely check her page out. Now we have a fun topic because we played the trailer a few weeks ago for a certain movie coming out.
Really?
Yes.
What did I miss?
The Moon Knight trailer, which we played it, I think, that same week on Nerd Talk.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. That would
We
make
played
sense.
it on Nerd Talk just a few days before.
Yeah, well, because it's Moon Knight. Heck yeah. And Oscar Isaac, who said the most badass thing he's ever done was, walking onto the set of Rogue One and getting into a fighter until he put on a Moon Knight costume. And then he was like, now I know what it is. And the costume lady's like, they all have it. What's that? Superhero moment. When you realize you're a superhero.
So we'll start with you, Lane. Why do you like Moon Knight?
Oh, a friend of mine in high school got me into him, and I mean, really, just the overall. I mean, shall I say, personalities of Moon Knight. It's psychological stuff has always been my favorite kind of story to read or watch or anything. So it was definitely an interesting character to dive into. I don't know a whole lot about Moon Knight, so that's why you guys are here. You guys are here to teach me. But that was when I first started at least learning about his character.
We'll go same question with Mark.
Why do I love Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Because he's bat-esque crazy. So, you got to love that. You got to love a hero that 1 minute is peeling people's faces off in an alley, and then the next minute is saving the
cab
universe.
driver.
And he has that is his split person. His secret identities have become split personalities, which is very, very cool.
And how they do that's amazing.
Oh,
because they don't make it into a whole joke or anything. They're real serious about it.
It became a talking point in the comics, and so it was a nice way to approach mental illness. He became the character that became kind of a window for that, and could still be a superhero. You know? So people like me with epilepsy, that's hey, I can still fight crime if I don't flop over and have a seizure. So that that's just cool, and it's just a cool story. I mean, he's an Egyptian god-inspired mercenary and badass. Come on, this is cool.
So do y'all think he's a ripoff of Batman?
Not at all.
Oh.
Not at all. I mean, the Batman is a ripoff of The Shadow.
Yes.
As well known and documented, because even the first issue of Batman ripped off an issue of The Shadow.
Nobody would rip off any kind comics.
No, nobody ever plagiarizes anything in comics.
Especially Harry Potter.
Didn't we talk about that on Nerd Talk this week about a Hulk comic getting plagiarized?
That too. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no, they. So when people say that, it's people who haven't read Moon Knight or don't know Moon Knight. It's, oh, he's a billionaire playboy who fights crime with gadgets.
But there's more to it for him.
Yeah, at some points he's not supernatural. At some points he is. It all depends on the writer. Again, that's the nice thing about him is he's kind of a blank slate. Whenever a new team comes on, they can do whatever they want to with him because he's such a. Well, maybe that last one was just all in his head. We don't know. So it's pretty cool, and that's neat stuff. Plus, he's a great sense of humor for a character too. So,
and he has some really interesting powers. He's technically not a superhuman. So he doesn't have the superpowers, but he does have the Moon Knight strength, speed, agility, reaction time, can leap really high.
So it's like Cap where he gets perfected, in full moons and stuff. So
astral vision, night vision, shadow walk, and he has the best part, healing factor.
He does have a healing factor where he's kind of like Daredevil, where it's not super healing, but
like Wolverine.
Yeah, but he heals better like Daredevil, where it's just he's so focused and his senses are so focused he can heal just a little better, and that's kind of neat.
And he was created by Doug. I'm not even going to try to say the last name.
Doug Mensch.
Mensch, yes, and Don Perlman.
Yes, and famously as a villain for Werewolf by Night.
Yes, which is the first issue we wanted to talk about. Werewolf by Night,
one of those,
August,
if you can find that one,
1975.
I think that one's worth a pretty penny now.
Oh, it'll definitely probably go up once the movie comes out.
I had it at a time, and it was one of those, it's worth a little bit of money because it was the first Moon Knight, but I had it just because I was collecting all the monster books. I had Tomb of Dracula, and I had my Werewolf by Nights.
So this probably caught your attention for the whole werewolf part.
Yeah, and then the fact that there's a guy who, is powerful during the moon, so he can actually fight him. Which is cool. And then this one, he's just he's a mercenary hired to kill Moon Knight. Or hired to kill Werewolf by Night, or capture him, because this cult wants him captured. And, so Moon Knight's brought in to bring him in. And we get his little moon chakra things, which I guess is why people think he looks like Batman. He's got the little batarangs, but they're not. They're moon rings. Because what would they be? What else would Moon Knight throw?
Which we see that in the trailer for the movie.
Yeah, which is very cool. And I guess it was a cool series, and they brought him back a few issues later.
With Marv Wolfman.
Yep, Marv Wolfman, yes.
So that's Marvel Spotlight Volume 1, number 28 there. Yeah. June 1976.
So yeah, just a few years later. I was a little bitty when these all came out.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
How old were you back then, Lane?
I was 5. So that's me. So I don't know about you guys, but yeah, Moon Knight was cool, and it took off. I mean, it became a big to-do in the 70s. And Marvel in the 70s was really being experimental because they had been coasting for a little bit with the 60s stuff, and then here comes Superman movie coming out. DC's going to creep back into the top sellers.
Wasn't that around the time Marvel wasn't doing as good, too?
They'd started their first slow period. And that was when they finally came up with an all-new X-Men team. They came up with an all-new, Werewolf by Night. Tomb of Dracula had become super popular. So that's when we get Blade. And that's when we get, some other characters, Luke Cage, Power Man and Iron Fist. And they were really trying to try some different things. Shang-Chi comes out in this era. And they were really experimenting. And so Moon Knight just hit at the right time. And so that's why he got his own series. Didn't take long. So
the next time we see him, another great one is Moon Knight Volume 1. Mercenary Raul Brushman and his lieutenant Mark Spector lead the raid on a rebel camp in Sudan.
And this is where they give him his actual origin, because at this point we had heard these little stories about him and he'd shown up, but he never really had a story to flesh him out. He had all these weird secret identities.
So we went a few years before the actual origin story of him.
Yeah, because he's got several identities.
So millionaire.
Yeah, the millionaire playboy, Mark
Taxi
Spector.
driver.
Yeah, and then his word on the street was his character's name. Oh God, now I'm blanking. Oh geez, sorry guys. Sorry guys, it's been a little while.
So
Because
normally,
it's the taxi driver's the guy I can't remember. But Mark Spector was the mercenary and then now the billionaire playboy, and oh goodness, and I know he's got his partner Frenchie. Look at this. This is what I get. You guys bring me back, and I've forgotten. Moon Knight Corps.
Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley. Thank you. Thank you.
My phone was being slow on that one.
Thanks, internet. Anyway, yeah, and so it's just this. He's got this weird group, and he's got Frenchie, who's his trusted sidekick, who was also a mercenary with him, and they're the ones that are just jumping off rooftops and beating people up, and that's pretty much it for the early days. He's got some villains like the Serpent Society and a few other things that have Egyptian motifs that he somehow gets involved with. But we learned that he was a mercenary who fought and gets betrayed, and because of a guy named Bushman, who was his in command, and he refuses to do a couple things. So Bushman's like, "Fine, we'll kill you," and he lays him at the foot of this temple, and it's the temple of Khonshu, who is the Egyptian god of vengeance. He's not really. Marvel Egyptology is not real Egyptology.
That's their version of it.
Yeah, but that was who they decided to use. And it's cool. He gets picked up and chosen as the champion, as long as he will be basically the spirit of vengeance. But they'd already done that with Ghost Rider, so they decided to make him a little different.
Just a little. Then we don't really see much of him till 2011, coming out of the series, relaunches of characters like Daredevil, Punisher, and everything. Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev do their take on Moon Knight.
That's when they bring him back and really brought him forward. I mean, he'd been around a lot. He joined the West Coast Avengers. Yeah. They'd moved him around quite a bit. This one...
This is where they do the whole new take on his multiple personalities. Echo, the strong character with a disability, which we see Echo in Hawkeye.
Hawkeye now, yeah.
So that's where we got Echo. Ultron's the main villain of this. The artwork's amazing in this one.
Yeah, but again, this is kind of a different Ultron. Ultron's trying to be sneaky this time. He's trying to take over the world through computers and AI and not his usual, I'm going to build 1,000,000 armies and destroy the world. No, it's a very cool series.
And it's a lot darker in this one.
And typical Bendis, it's F this, F that, F this, F that. So it was before the Max runs, but it was borderline Max stuff.
So that's probably why I liked it, because it was more gritty, darker version of everything.
Yeah,
and I definitely enjoyed those comics a lot more.
And there's some crazy bits in that. And I think it was just a 12 issue.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't real long for that one.
Yeah, and it was it's the one that a lot of people go back to when they're talking about classic Moon Knight, even though classic Moon Knight's from the 70s. Yeah, this is what.
Or even maybe 80s, but not 2011. That definitely would not be classic.
I liked them in the West Coast Avengers. That was a good run.
Which we'll definitely mention that shortly. But I know there's an issue something with Warren Ellis.
Warren Ellis did a take on him, because Warren Ellis does a take on everybody who's kind of psychotic. And this is the one that brought me back as a Moon Knight fan, because he reinvents yet another personality. So
you can't have enough.
No, you can't have enough personalities for Moon Knight. And this one, he's really, focusing on it. And in this, he's, what Moon Knight's called, Mr. Fix-It, and he's got the suit, and that's when he's on another level of Moon Knight. He just walks around. He's working with the police as a detective. It's very now he's back to being the Shadow and Batman. This would probably be the one why some people say, oh, he's Marvel's Batman, because this is kind of the one that's closest to that. But it's really deep inside his head in this, and is it real, and what is reality, and what is his personality disorder?
And some of his outfits are definitely different in this one. Like he has a whole white suit and his mask, just walking around the street.
Oh yeah.
It's like a normal suit you would wear for work.
Yeah. And it's pretty crazy. This is one of those runs that will suck you in, and you don't even realize what you've read. Right? It's like, wow, this is on that next level. This layer on this layer on this layer. I'd love to spoil it for you, but I really want y'all to read it, and the less you know, the better. But yeah, Warren Ellis, Transmetropolitan, and gosh, what else has he done? Planetary and some other stuff. He's one of those authors that you either love him or hate him, and even then, this one is the one that, even if you hate him, you'll like this one.
So I'm pretty sure you can pick up the whole Warren Ellis run in Omnibus.
I think it is. I'm not sure it's in print right now, but I think you can still pick. I know it's on Comixology and a couple other places. So
you can definitely, or go to a comic shop. They might be able to have a copy laying around, or even convention, because you can definitely find a bunch in conventions.
Yeah, Moon Knight's one of those fun ones to hunt.
Yeah.
Because it's not easily collected on those, because there's been so many writers and so many different versions. He's one of those fun ones that you got to go pick through. Like we were talking about ROM on Monday. It's another one of those, since the licensing deals with ROM, you can't go find them. And that's always a fun one to collect, because you got to go dig through the old long boxes and stuff. So
does it seem a little too easy to write a Moon Knight comic? I'm not taking anything away from the writers, but it's like, I think it's funny that you can do almost any personality you want with him if you bring him back in some way, and then if you can write one way better than someone else can, you can just create a whole new personality and then write it the way you want to write it, and better than the last guy. It had a completely different personality. It's just different, I think it's great though. Like I'm sure there's all these are amazing. I hope to pick them up actually. So like that omnibus you're talking about, like hopefully I have enough money laying around for something like that. But
definitely need to check out the comic shop this week and go see if they have any lying around now.
Especially before they start really skyrocketing.
Yeah, because once that movie comes out, the comics are definitely going to skyrocket.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
So if you want to invest some money, go look for a graded comic or two of them.
Yeah, there was another run that I'm trying to remember where it's a recent thing where Khonshu has become all powerful and is controlling him, and he's no longer just Moon Knight, and Thor throws his hammer at him, and he's like, it's an interesting thing about your hammer. Uru is actually a moon rock, so Moon Knight's able to just stop it and then send it right back and smack Thor in the face with it. So I was like, okay, you were saying anybody can do anything with Moon Knight. Where did that come from, right? It's like, what? Now he's more powerful than Thor? This is a guy who...
Thor definitely didn't see that coming.
No.
He's like, nobody can stop my hammer. Oh, shit, he did.
One of the fun things about Moon Knight is he's very memeable because of this.
I've seen a lot more memes come of Moon Knight than any other superhero.
There is a great Facebook Moon Knight core, and that is where you see 90% of those memes. And people are like, I looked through this, and it's big on the Reddits where people are trying to debunk these memes. Like, he's never looking for Dracula's money. Where is that coming from? That's actually from this issue. It's like, no, this one guy, Moon Knight Corps, made it, and people assume it's gospel. It's like, what? Yeah. Right. So we love the Moon Knight memes. They're just so
I need
good.
to check this Facebook group out.
Oh man, well that's actually just a check-marked Facebook as Moon Knight Corps. It's the guy who does all those, and it's pretty crazy. I think one of my favorites is after that bit where he'd stopped Thor, he'd fought the Avengers to a standstill and all this, and they were there's this great picture of Captain America just walking up to him and lifting him up because he'd gotten beaten down, and of course the meme version of that is, he's like, can I just go back to peeling villains' faces off in the back in alleys again? And he's like, and Cap's like, I guess. He's like, well, not a no, I'm doing it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So,
my.
yeah, I'm hoping they do some ties to that in the show just to show how crazy he is.
They always
because
hit
he's
with-
also funny. That's the key.
Yeah, they always hit with the times. I guess they always try to make it relatable for everyone.
I think it was one of the recent Infinity things where Nebula decides to go crazy and take over the universe again.
Never.
And there's a great scene from that crossover because of course all the Marvel heroes are there, and this is a real scene. So a lot of people thought this was a meme because of those memes, but this is actually a real scene, and it's Spider-Man is standing there, and he's like, "Uh-oh, looks like it looks like Nebula's back in her father's business, or trying to take over the family business." And then Moon Knight leans over to him and goes, "Who's Nebula?" he's like, and then Spider-Man's like, "Just whenever the fighting starts, just punch who I punch." Moon Knight's like,
see that.
"Got it."
I did see that.
That's a real comic page. So again, writers having fun with Moon Knight.
Exactly.
So you mentioned one of your favorite things with Moon Knight was West Coast Avengers.
Yes, West Coast Avengers is one of those underrated comic series. I mean, I think Great Lakes Avengers is probably even better. I like the idea of B teams or C teams or even D teams. Right? That's always fun. And in this, yes,
So West Coast, I know you had Hawkeye in it.
yeah, Hawkeye was leading them. You had Iron
Pym.
Man, but it was Rhodey in the Iron Man suit at
Okay.
this point. 'Cause-
Dr. Pym, technically.
Yeah, Dr. Pym, because he wasn't Ant-Man or anything. He was just, he had the shrinking and growing things. That was his deal. Tigra, you had Wonder Man, and you
Yeah.
had Mockingbird. And then Moon Knight shows up because Moon Knight got moved to Los Angeles for some reason because they wanted him away from New York because there's too many heroes in New York.
Yeah.
So this
See,
is
with all the heroes in New York, why isn't New York safe?
it's why is Gotham so dangerous? But
It's Batman. He brings all the villains. He makes them.
brings all his
Enough
milkshakes
stuff.
to the yard. Yeah, so Moon Knight in this series, I mean, it's crazy. They do some time travel events, and it was pretty cool. What was cool about the time travel events is they get sent back to the 1800s, the West Coast Avengers, except for Moon Knight. Moon Knight's having to keep a lid on everything in LA while they're all back in time. And they're dealing with the Two-Gun Kid and Rawhide Kid and all this other stuff. And so Rama Tut, the Pharaoh, who later becomes Kang, he's one of Kang's and possibly Doom's descendant and all this. So all this stuff's going down. But what's cool is Hawkeye bumps into Khonshu and passes a message on to Khonshu in the past so that he can tell Moon Knight in the future to help save them. And Moon Knight has to figure out how to time travel to get them back forward in time.
It's when Marty receives the letter from
Yeah.
Doc
Yes!
from the 1800s.
Exactly.
Okay. All
And
right.
this predates that by a couple years. So not long, because this was mid-'80s. But
West
it
Coast
was
Adventures and Back to the Future crossover.
exactly. Who'd
I'm
have
down for
thunk?
that one.
Who'd have thunk? Time travel was popular in the 80s. Thank you, Quantum Leap. But yeah, so it's just one of those stories that's just like Moon Knight's trying to just do Moon Knight things in the present and Avengers things, and he's just Moon Knight. He's just a guy in a suit, and with a little extra strength at the moon times, So interesting stuff, but definitely a classic series.
So then we know he goes into other teams. Vengeance of Moon Knight. He becomes more of a team player again with Steve Rogers, the Secret Avengers.
Secret Avengers was a very cool series, spun out of.
Another one, I love the artwork in this one.
Oh yeah, and this was.
So you had Steve Rogers, War Machine, Valkyrie, Ant-Man, and their new recruit, Moon Knight.
Yeah, again, it was Rogers at this point is no longer Captain America. He's running. This is post. He's old, Steve Rogers at this point. He's lost the formula. He's 100 years old, but he's still running. He's becoming the new Nick Fury. So he makes a secret team of Avengers to go do things that the others can't. And so
Deadpool.
he's sending these guys out on missions that are a little dangerous, and he sends them to the moon. So Moon Knight goes to the moon in one of these. It's great with Ant-Man, and they're both like, "Dude, we're on the moon. This is awesome. What are we doing on the moon? I don't know. We're here. Nova's supposed to help, but he's not here. But that's fine. We got this." And it's the two most underpowered heroes. Because at that point, also, again, Ant-Man doesn't have any powers at this point. He's just making things grow and shrink and all that.
Right.
So, but not him. He can't do it anymore. So it was very cool. And it wasn't Pym in this. The Ant-Man was irredeemable Ant-Man.
I don't remember.
So it's not even the Scott Lang. This is the one that was the SHIELD agent that got the Pym particles and was a terrible, terrible person. And one of the best characters ever in a comic, and I'd love to see them do that in a Marvel movie. There's just one bit in it where he first gets the suit, and he goes into the SHIELD helicarrier, and he's on top of a shower head.
Oh no!
Looking down at Carol Danvers, who's showering, and he's like, "Ms. Marvel, I had never even heard of you before today, and now you're my favorite Avenger." And he's just sitting there standing on top of the shower head, looking down at her, going, "You think this would get old after a while?" But it just sits there for like 3 panels. It's one of those, again, probably not play as well as it did back in the 90s when they did that.
For some reason, I see him and Thanos' brother, Eros.
Oh, yeah, they'd be a good
best friends.
They'd be a good pair. They'd be a good pair. But anyway, yeah, I loved him. He was just a guy who was a SHIELD agent who got hold of Ant-Man's suit and decides, I'm going to be a
go
jerk.
have some fun.
Yeah, I'm a jerk, so who cares? So, oh my gosh, so good.
So, first time we ever get to see Moon Knight in TV form was Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man show.
Oh wow, that's right. I forgot and who does his voice? It's the guy who voices Batman in the Harley Quinn show, and he did him in Brave and Bold.
I can't remember.
Diedrich Bader.
Oh, was it? Yeah, from like
Drew Carey show.
Drew Carey show,
Yeah, same guy. Yeah, he actually voices Moon Knight in this, and again, they were really playing up on the crazy.
Well, I think we have a video we can play.
Do we have
that
we have a clip?
Quick.
All right, awesome. Picture, so we don't get taken down. Yeah, but yeah, there's Moon Knight coming to stop this child who's trying to get into Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. I am the Knight. Oh wait, no.
Definitely not Santa.
But what's fun about it is Spider-Man's actually, what? What are you talking about? You're talking to the moon?
Well, he teams up with Moon Knight to confront his own Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah, the Moon Knight's trying to get him to stop because that girl is trying to get into Doctor Strange's place is dangerous. Spider-Man's like, you can't beat up a little girl. And random BS, go! So there goes his moon bolos.
No way I'm letting you near that little girl.
And
Spidey's like,
and he's talking to the moon. And Spidey's like, huh? What are you actually
doing
to the moon? That's so
Are you
good.
seriously talking to the moon?
This was a very underrated show. Everybody talks about 90s Spider-Man, but I think 90s animated Spider-Man, but I think this Spider-Man Unlimited was actually pretty
buddy.
good.
Here I thought a
They had
tree
a lot
trying
of
to
fun
bite
with
you
this.
would be the strangest thing I'd see all night. Say goodnight,
Web
moon.
to the face. Classic Spidey.
You okay?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Or Mystery Science Theater 3000.
That's what you do on these clips now, right? That's what we got to do, otherwise we
kick
get
from the back.
boot to the head.
His Spidey tingle stopped it.
Yeah, Peter Tingle
And
stopped
that,
it.
you
Into
believers,
the
is why I don't
snow.
wear a cape.
There's a great, speaking of new issues, one of the new issues today, or a couple weeks ago was it's not a comic issue, it's a kid's book. And it's from DC, and it's Superman Tackles the Klan. And yeah, exactly what you think from a kid's book. And this is a kid's book for young readers. And one of the big things is at the end, he's holding up like 2 Klan guys, and somebody immediately from Moon Knight Corps memed it, so made the one Klan member Moon Knight go,
Oh, God.
going, wait a minute, I kill a lot of white people too. It's so bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So good stuff. Oh my gosh, gotta love Moon Knight.
So earlier, before the show, Lane, you mentioned someone was cast in a movie.
Yes, I heard actually today, because I know they've been speculating whether or not they would bring in Madam Web into the MCU at any point. Some people...
Really?
Yeah. Some people were wanting it to be Sandra Bullock, I think. I believe that's what somebody wanted to cast.
I want Sandra Bullock in any movie, so that's fine.
I'd be happy having her in any Marvel.
Her and Elizabeth Hurley in any type of leotard suit, I'm down.
But they cast today Dakota Johnson.
So all I know from Dakota is 50 Shades.
Suspiria, the new Suspiria.
Oh yeah, she was in the remake of Suspiria.
I haven't watched that. So
Good spooky stuff.
again, 50 Shades, which I've never watched. I just know who she is. Well, I know who she is because of her parents.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Oh, I forgot. Who's her?
Don Johnson.
Yep. And
I can't remember her mom.
I don't remember that. I don't know this
Her
stuff.
mom's really famous too.
They got IMDb that. Let's see. No, gosh, that was so Madam Web. I remember it's such an obscure character from the comics too.
yeah.
Melanie Griffith.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Makes sense. Yeah. I don't know what she would do in this. Which is this for a movie or Disney Plus?
I think it's MCU.
Movie. Yeah. Which, what I read, they're doing it with a movie. They said they have a 7 to 8 year goal with this between movies and a TV show. And a TV show would tie into the movies, but also have different villains.
I'm not surprised. It was so weird that they're not going like Spider-Woman or something a bit more.
Which there's speculation that they already are writing Spider-Woman, and I think they want Aubrey Plaza from.
Oh God, she's so strange, but I love her.
That'd be.
She's so
I'd be down for
weird,
that.
but I love her.
Again, I'm still sad that the new Warriors TV series didn't get off the ground on Freeform.
Yeah.
Before the whole Disney Fox merger, because that had Squirrel Girl and
I wish we could
Aubrey Plaza was supposed to be in that as
the AT&T girl playing Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl, and Aubrey Plaza was supposed to be in it as somebody I don't remember. She was supposed to be a villainess, and I'm like, her as a villain? Yes, count me in. And the AT&T girl is Squirrel Girl. I was all in on that.
I was sold when
Apparently,
they
the
said
pilot
her.
filmed and is out there. Some people have
need
seen
to
some
find
bootleg copies of it. So,
But everything I see of Madam Web, she's old.
yeah, usually.
Even the Spider-Man cartoon, she was the little old lady.
That's how she was introduced to me. Was the cartoon?
Yeah.
Growing up.
Other than that, I don't know
I don't
anything
even remember.
about
I don't
her.
even think she showed up in the comics until after that. They wrote her into that TV episode.
Right.
So
that was something similar to Harley Quinn was created for a Batman animated series. She was created for Spider-Man.
before she even got into the comics, yeah.
Now, if I'm right, wasn't the voice of hers Stan Lee's wife?
Who?
Stan Lee.
Voice of
Madam Web.
Madam Web? Yes.
That's
that
what
was,
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
Victoria, I think. So
Yeah.
and
He created her for that.
for that, yeah, because he was he was in charge of that, and they also brought him in to that episode because that was a multiverse episode where
Yeah.
it was the Spider-Verse, the pre-Spider-Verse when they had an Iron Spider. It was a guy who was basically Tony Stark, and
And that was the whole storyline where Spider-Man actually became a spider and
Yeah.
all that through several episodes.
and,
Yeah.
It
and
just
they-
got weird.
and Madam Web's the one keeping them all organized, and she's the one telling. And it was kind of a post Secret Wars because they had done Secret Wars like right before that, and they were throwing everything at the wall at the end of this one. Mary Jane was lost in time in another dimension.
So this was like right at the end of the series.
yeah, because they thought they had one more season.
Yeah,
and they were
so they
setting up
never
this big
saved
epic
up
thing.
finding Mary Jane, and it ended. And
She's lost in time.
If they're
She's
gonna
still
have a
gone.
standalone Madam Web story, I wonder how much Spider-Verse stuff they're going to be doing with
It would
that.
have to
'Cause
be.
it
It would have to be all Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
She would just be looking at different variants of different spiders. I mean, that was kind of her purpose.
Yeah.
And was it they were putting her into the Broadway play,
oh god,
and then they changed it to a different character, Ariadne, which was
Oh, God.
because the lady who created the Broadway play was the lady who had done the Lion King show and decided to make it all African history and all that.
Oh,
so
okay.
she made a character, the Greek goddess Ariadne, but it was a disaster. And if you ever want to watch that fun stuff, there are plenty of YouTube videos on why Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark is probably one of the craziest Broadway shows you ever saw or never saw.
yeah, I'm probably happy I never saw that
I
one.
know nothing about it, and I've only heard the most negative thing I've ever heard about it.
One more reason to hate Bono. So that's just all you really need to know, too. So, oh my gosh.
Who likes Bono?
Nah,
the
people
I wear
do.
sunglasses all the time.
Yeah.
How can you not like it?
Yeah, he and that lady were both in charge of this Broadway production, and oh man, and the lead actor almost died like first day of the preview,
slinging.
and because he's supposed to jump off the bridge to save Mary Jane right off the bat, and instead it didn't work, and he fell and broke everything. So, and this is on preview night. The lady playing Ariadne got stuck in a harness for like 2 hours, and so she's supposed to be up on stage doing all these other things. She's having to sing her part while she's still stuck up in the ceiling, and the critics are just loving this. Wow. So,
opening night's supposed to be not that bad of
well, this
issues.
wasn't opening night. This was the preview.
They were
night.
still going to have some
but the problem
issues,
was
but not
is
like that.
It was they'd been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. So this was like 2 years late.
And this
so,
was pre-COVID, so this had nothing to do with COVID.
No, this is not. This is just terrible. Oh my gosh, you will have to do an episode on Turn Off the Dark at some point.
Oh
it's just or just bad Spider-Man adaptations.
I think we would have to find a copy.
That'd be a
of it
4-hour
and
episode.
just talk over it.
So, oh man. So, well, let's talk about Disney Plus Moon Knight. Let's talk about something good for Moon Knight. So,
I'm excited. We know. Well, we saw a little. There was a scene him driving the van, and you see boxes behind him, cargo crates, and it said Von Doom on them.
Yep. Didn't think we noticed, but we did because we're nerds.
Yeah.
And we all paused.
And we know
refrained.
Fantastic Four is coming.
Yep.
It's been hinted already with the one Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. So now we're knowing Doom's coming, but is he going to come in this, or is this hinting for Fantastic Four?
I think there was rumors Latveria was supposed to be in the end of Hawkeye at one point, and that got postponed due to other reasons. So, and that was even one of the, I guess, lines from Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to mention Latveria just as a throwaway line, but they weren't quite ready yet to bring it out. But anyway, this is going to be interesting. I'm
really excited.
Oscar Isaac is great. I mean, Rogue One is probably the best of the new Star Wars movies. And
sadly, the one that plays the villain passed away a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, was a skiing accident?
Yeah.
Something freak like that? Yeah, it pulled a Sonny Bono and
that's what I was about
plowed
to
right
say.
into a tree. And
trees are...
He was in his 30s?
Yeah, he was still young.
Yeah.
Very young. I know.
Well, if you're in your 30s, you shouldn't be skiing. That's just
not into tree. You should have better agility to move away from the tree.
Now, once you're 30, everything's downhill. So no, stop skiing when you're 30. Period. That's
well, Sonny Bono was what?
50s,
50s,
or 60s, 60s. He was in his 60s and he skied. What an idiot. So, that's one of those.
You're too old at that point to be.
Yeah, you're no longer remembered as Sonny and Cher. You're no longer remembered as a great congressman that he did for a little while. No, you're remembered as the guy who fell into a tree.
Isn't Ethan Hawke going to be like one of the main villains?
He's supposed to be the main villain.
Okay,
this guy was like the lieutenant.
Gotcha.
So, and I'm not even sure who he was playing because they've been so secretive on this one.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be after Ms. Marvel, because it was supposed to be Ms. Marvel was supposed to be first.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier,
Loki.
and then Ms. Marvel, then Loki.
Oh.
And then so her show got stuck with all these reshoots and everything.
Oh, wow.
So it's been pushed way back, and it's not even coming out till the end of this year now. So
if it even makes it then.
Yeah, it might get pushed again. So, it's got to come out before the new movie because the Marvels movie is.
Yeah.
But that was also America Chavez was supposed to premiere in that, and now she's premiering in Doctor Strange. Because she was supposed to have a part in Spider-Man: No Way Home. She was supposed to be the dimensional expert, and Doctor Strange was supposed to come in and be the other dimensional expert, and of course all that got thrown because of whatever's happening with Ms. Marvel. So
it wasn't real, but there was a leak. I don't know if you saw the fake photo of the credits from Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, where it had all the crazy cameos.
All the crazy cameos. So you had it had normal stuff, Wong, all that stuff. Then it got
Ben Affleck as Daredevil.
Oh,
yes.
Then it got even crazier.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious cast.
Yeah, it was. They had the whole cast of Fast and Furious. They had Sam Witwicky from Transformers movies, and it was very silly.
Dylan pulled it out the other night. I'm like, this. Oh my god.
It started where you
thought it was real. You're like, okay, this is legit. Then wait, what?
Yeah. No, so. Anyway, when you see the Moon Knight fam memes, do your due diligence and know that's a meme. It's funny. It's good. Dr. Doom's the new one right now because in Savage Avengers, there's a few scenes with him with a gun, and so everybody's like, "Why does Dr. Doom pull a pistol on people?" And it's important to the comic, But of course, the memes are all Doctor Doom, holding guns on people, going, "Call the United Nations. Tell them I have a gun." Yeah, it's just like, so be it. I have a gun, and I will shoot them all now. It's like, it's what? He's got repulsors. He doesn't need a gun.
What comics are you looking forward to, or comic movies coming out that you're really looking forward to seeing?
Go ahead, Lane.
Oof, you put me right on the spot. Obviously, Moon Knight. She-Hulk, I think, is going to be great. I mean, we're obviously going to get Mark Ruffalo back. And I think he's still half Hulk, half... is that just him
I don't know,
now,
because he was back to normal at the end of Shang-Chi.
Yeah, for the little post-credit stinger.
He was back to normal, so...
Still wearing the sling, so his arm is totally shot. So,
and I can only assume we're gonna get Matt Murdock back in She-Hulk at some point. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah.
I'm hoping he wins and then turns around and helps her later. That would be awesome. So I saw that's actually trending again on Netflix. It's actually in the top 10 again as Daredevil again because of the Spider-Man appearance.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to Peacemaker finishing up. I'm excited. So
yeah, Peace. Oh.
And Book of Boba Fett has turned around. I was very disappointed early on, and now I'm like, hey. By their powers combined, I'm okay with the Power Rangers speeder bike gang. So, but
they look like they were on the mixers that you use for baking.
I figured you would like them because
I did. I loved them.
Power Rangers.
That's what I thought of.
My gosh, we're out of time.
Oh shit. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye, gang.